I got excited watching the smoking of this salmon taking place. Unfortunately, that salmon is way undercooked. Honestly, the dishes look great. I'm blown away. Should we dive deep into the basement? First of all, I'm amazed a filet mignon, a swordfish, hand-dyed scallops, and a rump of lamb made it to the basement. Right, this is the rump of lamb. So this was made with moonshine. Please dig in.
I love the complexity in this dish coming from the beautiful, soft, pillowy gnocchi. That's fantastic. And the crunchiness that's coming from the plantains.
He did a beautiful job.
Clearly.
Involving that sort of lamb jus with the
tasted the moonshine?
I did, yeah, man. It kicked my ass. Here's the game changer. The gnocchi was made out of instant mashed potato.
Wow, I mean, pretty ingenious move. I mean, like, it gives me inspiration. Lamb is cooked wonderfully as well.
I came here to be inspired by them, and for them to be saying that I've inspired them with a dish, I was like, don't cry again, don't cry again.
This is beautiful baby scallops and then finished with this hot sauce sriracha butter.
I cannot believe this came from the basement. Look at the plating alone. I love this.
This is a big, flavorful dish for such a tiny ingredient.
This is a swordfish darn that was beautifully seasoned, marinated, and a dry sherry butter sauce. This went in the pan with 3 minutes to go.
Absolutely phenomenal.
This is a great example of mid-rare, beautiful swordfish.
I could not imagine anyone in their right mind ever putting those ingredients together. But surprisingly, they like it. Okay, I'll take it. I did it.
This is a filet mignon with a beautiful caramelized rum. A little tostada going on.
Steak is cooked great.
This is an amazing way to elevate plantain and showcase it.
Shall we move to the middle?
Please. So here we have hanger steak with a Scotch whiskey and a plantain crumble with a rustic potato puree.
Sadly, the hanger steak is overcooked because it's very, very tough. Feels a little bit sort of lazy, just crumbling the plantain on the top. You're not using that whiskey to its full potential.
Yeah, it's not a cohesive dish.
I mean, the dish didn't really come together.
I do not want to see plantains again at all. I do not want to go back to elimination.
Next up, we have a bass. This is cooked with Marsala wine.
Wow.
And tostones.
Wow. The bass is cooked beautifully, whoever cooked that.
Where's the sauce? I don't taste the marsala at all in this dish.
Next up, we have Cornish game hen. This chef grabbed brandy for their alcohol. It's finished with roasted potato and also a plantain mash.
Delicious. This individual is plating like an angel. It's plating that we're used to seeing in the finale.
Chef Ramsay saying I plate like an angel, like, I am just, like, ecstatic. I'm so excited.
So next up, we have Spanish prawns cooked with tequila.
Beautiful. Really smart choice.
I really love how the flavor of the prawns comes through in this dish fully.
Lastly, we have a halibut. This is cooked with sake.
Love that little Japanese flavor. Puree's delicious, but too much creme fraiche in there.
It looks like a meal kit, right? Like we're expecting presentations that go to the next level.
No matter what the judges say, I got a dish on the plate.
Okay, so welcome to the top floor, and here we have a handmade chicken tagliatelle a la vodka.
And handmade pasta.
Handmade pasta.
Wow.
I'm going to throw out to the confidence choosing a frickin' chicken tender. And I expected that to land down to the basement. Sauce delicious, but the magic is in what you've done with that pasta because it is beautiful, really beautiful.
I'm feeling really proud of myself that I stepped out of my comfort zone. This is literally an ingredient I've never used before. I need to celebrate this ASAP.
Okay, here we have a smoked pork chop with a bourbon glaze, onion soubise, and a bacon jam and blackberries.
It's really sort of dancing across my palate, and the freshness that comes across with these blackberries is absolutely phenomenal.
The combination is beautiful. Really good job.
All right, moving over here, we have our pan-roasted ribeye with port wine sauce.
Plantain's a little bit dull, if I'm honest.
Love to see a little bit less black pepper on the carrots. My palate's a little bit burned out from that.
This looks a little bit too rustic and out of balance with some of the flavors.
Shall we start off with top floor? This is a pan-seared salmon, 2 purees, the sweet potato and mashed potato.
Well, the idea of having 2 different purees, it's really nice to be able to pick one lane and not try to do too much. Sometimes less is more, so the dish is rushed.
Yeah, I mean, this dish to me, it's lacking focus, and I'm sure whoever cooked this ran out of time.
That was bad. I dropped the ball huge. To make a plain Jane dish like I did today is very unacceptable.
This is a pan-seared salmon. The individual cooked this was the individual that filleted that salmon. Skin crisp is beautiful. Oh my God.
You can hear it. You can hear how crispy it is.
It's got a layer of bacon on top with that crispy skin. It's just delicious. This is a salmon that was beautifully marinated. It was done with a citrus beurre blanc, beautiful char grilled broccoli, sea asparagus on top. Wow, the cook on that is beautiful.
This has to be one of the most beautiful cooked salmon I've ever had the pleasure to enjoy. The sauce is powerful. Love that.
Great job. This is a roasted salmon served in a purple cauliflower puree. That's raw. I got excited watching the smoking of this salmon taking place. Unfortunately, that salmon is way undercooked. I'm upset and I'm concerned because that's not good.
My heart drops when I see how raw it is. That's unacceptable, especially at this level in the competition. Yeah, it was bad.
Richard, should we move to your floor?
Come on down.
Wow, is that a collar?
Yeah, so we'll start here. We had a curry-marinated, char-grilled cod collar and a fresh little salad.
Wow. Kudos to the guts to pick a collar. And it's an absolute dream come true.
Getting that flavor inside and then char grilling this cod. It's the perfect way to cook this.
Today, I performed like a badass. A $250,000 year-long mentorship is as good as mine.
Okay, over here we have a butter-basted cod fillet with red wine, avocado, and grapefruit.
Avocado, big no-no. You don't sit that in a red wine sauce. It's a shame. Could have been a showstopper.
Maybe do something more with the avocado and grapefruit. Make a dish or salsa to garnish on top.
All right, over here we have a little bit of pan-roasted cod fillet with a sauce of potato, seaweed, and vanilla.
I first learned how to bring in vanilla to fish with Quai Savoy in Paris at the age of 22, and I've never stopped using it since then, so I love the confidence here. Great job.
Very whimsical and imaginative. Absolutely stunning.
All right, over here we have pan-fried cod fillet with potato puree, elderflower beurre blanc, and broccoli.
This dish is a little confusing on my palate. It just doesn't seem like a cohesive dish.
Elderflower and a gin and tonic, I get it. Elderflower in my cod dish, I'm not too sure if we're ready for that.
I absolutely just fell flat on my face. I'm seriously worried.
Shall we move to the basement?
Basement chefs, yes.
Wow, what do we have here?
First up, we have a pan-roasted halibut. This has a shellfish jus, a potato puree with sautéed greens.
I think we could be a little bit more uplifting at this stage of the competition with our presentation. Mashed potatoes lumpy.
It looks restrained. There's not a clear sort of sense of focus on this dish.
Next up, we have a milk-poached halibut served with vegetables with crispy capers.
Poaching it keeps it nice and moist. Capers, tomatoes, classic combination.
It's really eye-catching. It's popping. All the flavors are there. It's delicious.
Next up, we have a bread-crusted halibut to serve over rustic tomato and pancetta sauce.
I love the flavor. To the naked eye, the halibut looks like it's undercooked, but it's not. It's cooked beautifully inside.
There's too much of the ragu. Put these on top and present it a little tighter. Flavors are good, presentation not quite there.
Wow.
Next up, we have a trio of halibut. This chef took the trim, made a beautiful broth, crispy the skin, and made this amazing fritter.
Delicious. The star is that beautiful fish cake. It is really good.
Wow, I mean, this is a very personal dish, whoever cooked this. So much elegance and refinement. I love all of the plays on texture, so smart.
Let's start on the middle floor.
So first up, we have a trip to Italy with the veal parmesan.
Flavor-wise, beautiful, delicious. Pasta's slightly too thin.
Great use of truffle, which is unexpected.
Bold execution here with cooking the veal chop whole, but an amazing take on a veal parmesan.
Nona would be so proud of me right now. I did her justice today.
Okay, next up, the Lebanon box with lamb kebab.
I don't see a kebab here.
Yes, the chef made a play on a pot pie with a short dough.
Smart move, not going down the kebab route. The flavors are there.
Okay, next up, we have a paella trip to Spain.
Seasoning spot on.
All of the seafood's cooked beautifully.
Paella, never cooked it before, I've never even seen it before, and they loved it. Whew, I'm just so relieved.
We have a trip to Jamaica with a jerk red snapper.
Sadly, the dish looks unfinished, like it's missing 2/3 of that fish. Rice needs more seasoning.
I'm not getting any of those jerk spices that kind of almost make your nose run a little bit.
I just expected more.
I'm normally very proud of my plate, and that was not a professional chef's plate.
Next, we have Thailand with a pad thai.
It's bloody hot. Second, third, fourth mouthful, I'm not too sure if that's going to be overkill.
Yeah, it's that bird's eye chili.
Frickin' bird's eye chilies. What the hell, man? Why did I put another chili in there? Oh, dude, what are you doing?
This is a chicken tikka with a fresh cucumber condiment on the side.
The tikka is delicious. It's fragrant, it's floral. It's got the right amount of heat.
Yeah, the cilantro is a little too much for what the dish is, I think, but the rice and the sauce, delicious.
The fact that I am getting this type of feedback on this dish that I'm cooking for the first time, I am feeling amazing.
Shall we head down to the basement?
Please.
That's near and dear to my heart, the Swedish meatball with gravy and mash. The cabbages from the mid-round drop. The lingonberries are so tart. Sort of sucking some of the other flavors away.
Meatballs, just a touch too tiny. The smaller you make them, the quicker they dry out.
Okay, next up we head to Canada with a poutine.
This is elevated. Ribeye is cooked beautifully. There's no two ways about that.
My favorite part is actually the fries, right? They're a little bit crispy. You get these, it's kind of nice to create your perfect bite.
Honestly, I feel like someone's pranking me. To hear such positive things about this poutine that I made, I'm just on literally cloud 9. Canada, eh?
Okay, and here we have a lamb souvlaki. A yogurt sauce, dill, lamb shoulder.
Really nice seasoning on this. Lamb's a little bit too tough.
I would love to see a little bit more tenderness in this protein.
All right, and over here we are off to Austria with a pork schnitzel.
Protein seasoned beautifully.
I love the potatoes here. Four crust, simple potatoes, tasty. Okay, over here we head to Morocco with a classic tagine. Mid-round drop here was tahini, which doesn't look like it made the plate. Not getting all of the flavors of the almonds, the olives, and the raisins, but the chicken is cooked well.
The flavors are strange with this dish. It doesn't feel Moroccan. Couscous for me is all bitty and very tight, but the dish is quite dry.
I definitely was not expecting that. I thought the couscous was nice and fluffy, but I really want to stay in this competition.
Okay, so first up we have a deep fried egg with a potato fondant.
So sorry, Scotch egg.
Yeah, unfortunately this chef didn't wrap with the ground pork, so it's basically a deep fried egg.
But a Scotch egg needs the pork. Right, so.
Absolutely, chef.
Yeah, it doesn't quite eat like an appetizer, more like a collection of ingredients. And even if it's just a fried egg, the egg's overcooked.
This is an attempt at a whiskey sour.
It smells like Hugh Hefner's Underpan juice.
I wouldn't try it either.
This stage of the competition, we need to lift things.
Just put me in elimination now.
Okay, next up we have a pan-sear sole skewers with a queso fresco stuffed squash blossom. For our cocktail, we have a Tom Collins.
I actually think the cocktail pairs really well with the dish.
Absolutely. I really appreciate the communication between the dish and the cocktail itself.
Beautiful. Should we move to the middle floor?
This is oysters 2 ways, and it's served with a Negroni.
Amazing to prepare one ingredient in 2 different formats, really showing some range.
Delicious Negroni. Just be careful with the breading, because sadly inside, the oyster's just a little bit rubbery.
Here we have a lobster spring roll with a chili and cherry sauce.
Very sweet.
What was the cocktail with this?
The cocktail, unfortunately, did not make the platform. A margarita that was made, but just did not get to the platform.
Interesting.
This lobster roll is gonna send me somewhere not cute.
Here we have a tuna tataki tostada with a corn blue cheese crema, and it's served with a daiquiri. The chef made this dough themselves.
I am struggling to understand why blue cheese goes with tuna.
I've seen it before.
It's sort of elegant to the eye, but unfortunately, this dough here is sort of raw. What a shame.
This is the first time since this competition has started that I have a feeling I'm going to elimination. I'm like, oh, it's terrible.
So this is a Lebanese sambusik, which is similar to an empanada.
Okay.
So this chef made their own dough, filled with ground veal, and then it's a tahini sauce.
Flaky crust.
It's flaky crust.
This is grandma's recipe and mom's recipe.
They are delicious.
The use of the pomegranate seeds that were from the Cosmopolitan as part of the sauce really works.
Smart.
It's such a relief. I really put my heart on this dish, and I'm just hoping I made my grandmother proud today.
Okay, here we have a chicken lollipop glazed in a sriracha yuzu sauce.
I do not want them having to grab a glass of water again.
Delicious. I love the heat. Beautiful.
To me, the star here really is the cocktail, the rub and punch, which is sweet and you got all this fruit flavor that works with the spice. It pairs really well together.
It really does, actually.
They didn't blow their heads off with the spice or with the heat, so it's good.
Move to the dishes on the top floor. First one, the Spanish prawns, paired with a Moscow mule.
This, for me, is the type of appetizer I want, right? This is getting me ready for an entree.
I've worked in Spain. This reminds me of Spain.
Nailed. Next up, scallop dish is done 2 ways. The cocktail is a mojito.
Doing a duo is always challenging, gives us something else to not like. That's not the case here. I like the ceviche and the cooked scallop. Ceviche and a mojito, that makes perfect sense.
Delicious. So this is a salmon dish that have been pan-seared and fresh salads with a pina colada vinaigrette, which matches with the pina colada drink, obviously.
It takes me to like a really, really nice resort hotel appetizer dish. It's just classic.
If there's a chance to wow the dining room, it's when dishes like that are flying past you. Great job.
I'm feeling so validated. I'm really happy with this dish today.
First up, we have a lobster pasta with a frico, or crispy cheese, with roasted tomatoes.
I'm so sorry, but where's the lobster? Tough on this one. Those cheeses don't really resonate with lobster. I'm struggling to find lobster because it's absolutely swimming in an abundance of pasta. So that is underwhelming for me.
Yeah, for me, it reads a little bit family style, and although the dish, of course, is meant to be creamy, I'm looking for something to break up all those deep, salty, creamy flavors.
Not good, not good, not good, not good. Damn, man, ah!
Next up, we have a filet of beef. This is served with a gnocchi
I mean, gnocchi is one of those things, it's easy to make bad. It's hard to make good. And in this amount of time, that gnocchi is stellar.
Beautiful, really beautiful. Visually, next level.
To cook a beautiful filet in a short amount of time, it shows incredible technique. Great job.
Let's go, girl power again.
Next up, we have a sharp cheddar mac and cheese with a shrimp and crispy prosciutto.
Yes, hard. Shrimp is delicious. I love the saltiness of the charcuterie. It's just not gelling. It's just not coming together as a mac and cheese does. It has to become overcooked to become flavoursome, and there's no cooking in here. It's like it's been put together in the last 2 minutes and stuck in the oven. I'm sorry.
For me, mac and cheese has got to be ooey and gooey, or ooey gooey, stretchy and chewy, and I'm not getting that.
I had an off day. There's so much pressure.
Lastly, we have a ribeye. This has a gorgonzola and mushroom sauce with a gorgonzola and kimchi mac and cheese.
This looks like it's sort of badly presented. Such a shame. Protein's a little bit off. The sauce is strong. Oh, my God. What a shame.
It's never good when Gordon says, "What a shame."
I'm missing the kimchi. I was really looking forward to that, and unfortunately, the gorgonzola is really overpowering.
I am preparing myself for an elimination challenge. Hoping it doesn't come to that.
Shall we move to the middle floor? So this was a tight grab. Salmon, the most difficult protein to get with cheese. And it's done with a little croquette of camembert. Bad ingredients, but you picked them.
Oh my God, is it raw? Is it raw?
Tough call getting that working because it's sort of overkill with the fat and the oily fish, but the flavors are there. Good job.
I would have stayed away from salmon. You look at it and you're like, this is going to be odd, but it works.
This is a beautiful showcasing of how to balance those flavors and textures. It's really exciting to eat and really pretty to look at.
I am so relieved the salmon is cooked, and it's cooked beautifully, and they like the flavors.
This one is a chicken ballantine, ghost cheese and Parmesan in the middle.
The tenacity to make a ballantine, I mean, that shows incredible technique and confidence.
This dish just screams prowess, someone that's moving with such intent. It's exceptional.
Exceptional, especially after the past two cooks. Makes me feel exceptional.
This is a pan-seared oven-roasted veal chop, sat with a little gratin.
Veal is cooked beautifully, still juicy, great color.
Maybe a little bit better on the sauce work, right? So that it just doesn't run all over the place to kind of bring it to the next level, but a classic dish.
Shall we head to the basement?
Yeah. We'll start with the rack of lamb with a fontina, black truffle, and Parmesan orzo.
Lamb for me needs another minute. The orzo's congealed and grainy, which is a shame.
I mean, to me, this is a smart dish. I like the lamb cooked this way, but we're looking for something that can break up the saltiness and the creaminess. Some sort of a pickle sort of wake this dish up a little bit more on your palate. Okay, lastly, we have a brisket, paneer, and chorizo enchilada plate.
Brisket's delicious. It's just the presentation.
For me, this sauce feels like it was only seasoned at the end, and every opportunity is an opportunity for flavor through the process.